Hello and welcome to this video. We are going to solve the exercise, Partial Construction Race Conditions. In the video description you will find a link to a write-up. If you have any questions during the video, take a look at the write-up. Everything is explained in more detail there. Let's take a look at the registration process. To do this, we click on the Register link. Although we are not employees, we still try to register a user. Username is hacker. Email address is hacker@ginandjuice.shop. The password is 123456. As we do not have access to an email client, we cannot open the confirmation email. We now switch to the Burp proxy and open the HTTP history. There we search for a GET request to the endpoint /resources/static/users.js. The JavaScript generates a form for the confirmation page that is linked to the confirmation email. This shows that the confirmation is sent to the endpoint /confirm via a POST request. The token is specified in the query string. We now switch to the Burp repeater and create a new request. There is a request in the write-up that can be used. If you use the request from the write-up, you must adjust the lab ID. Now we experiment with the request. First we send it with the parameter token equals 1 and get the message incorrect token 1. Now we send it without the parameter token and receive the message missing parameter token. In the last attempt, we send the parameter token without a value and receive the message forbidden. There may now be a small time window for a race condition between the request to register a user and the storage of the newly generated registration token in the database. Let's now experiment with different ways of passing a token parameter with a value that corresponds to null. The message incorrect token array tells us that we have successfully passed an empty array to the application. We now switch to the HTTP history in the Burp proxy. There we search for the request post/register and send it to the Burp repeater and switch there. If we send the request to the application again, we receive the message an account already exists with that username. We now create a tab group with the name RC5 and add our 2 requests to this group. We then configure the Burp repeater to send the group sequentially via separate connections. If the group is sent more often, the username must be changed at each attempt so that we do not receive the message account already exists with this name. If we compare the response times of the 2 requests, we can see that the response from the /confirm token equals 1 endpoint is faster than that from the /register endpoint. We now switch to the tab in which the request post/register is located and select the value of the parameter username. Now we send the request to the Turbo Intruder. This is not part of Burp Suite and must be installed as an extension from the store. In the Turbo Intruder, we see that the value of the username has been replaced by %s. Now we replace the email with an address that we have not yet used and make a note of the password. We now select examples/race-singlepacketattack.py in the drop-down field. We replace the source code with our own code. The write-up contains the code that can be used here. Before we can start the attack, we need to replace the host and cookie header. To do this, we simply copy the lines from an existing request in the burp repeater. Now we start the attack by clicking on Attack. After the attack is finished, we click Length twice to sort our results. As you can see, this attack was not successful, as we only received messages about existing users. It is common for this attack not to be successful on the first attempt, and you will have to try several times. However, it is important that you enter a new email address and a new username each time. If an attack is successful, you will see responses of a slightly different length. The user 11227 was successfully registered here. We now copy the username and switch to the browser. We click on the My Account link and enter our username and password 123456. We see the user account of user 11227 and click on the admin panel link. Now we delete the user Carlos and thus solve the exercise.